Hey guys, today's video is going to be different. I have sat here for a long time, like an hour or two, and I've already recorded this, and then I deleted everything, and then I'm gonna redo it now, and it's just a really hard video for me to make. So the reason I'm making this video is because there's nobody talks about this in real life, and it's really hard for anyone to admit it, which I can completely understand. Oftentimes things that happen to people, they think it's their fault, or it's something they did, or something, it's about them, and it's not about you at all. It's about the other person who did this to you. And I've been extremely fortunate with my life because my mind is really powerful in the fact that I can take blocks of memories and forget them, and forget the feeling, and forget anything negative about that, and put it away until I need to actually remember it. And for me to do that, I just have to listen to music during the time that I went through that situation and sit there and think about it for a while. And then the memories will come back and the feelings, and for the time that I need those, I'll have them. And then when I'm done, they go back, and I don't feel or think about what that was. And unfortunately, other people aren't like this. They dwell on these feelings, and I just want to share my story and see maybe this can help you. Maybe it's my coping mechanism because these things happened to me, and because I didn't want to dwell on them, that my mind was able to create this separate box for everything negative in my life and to put things there. And I'm not sure. This wasn't the only bad thing that I went through in my childhood. I went through many bad things, and if you guys I can make more videos about that, telling my childhood story, and I might do that. Even through all this, I am still very emotionally stable and mentally on top of things. I don't have any issues in that regard. So I really wanted to make this video because it's meant to be an empowering video to give people strength who also might be going through this and they have no one to turn to. It's you can't ask your parents, you can't ask your friends, you can't ask anyone. The only place you can turn to with something like this is YouTube and the internet. I just wanted to let you know that there is a bright future ahead of you. You can totally be happy, and to not let the bad things in life bring you down and keep you down. And just to let you know that you're not alone, and you're never alone in these types of situations. So it's really hard for me to say this, but when I was a little boy, I was touched. For a long time. I think I was 7 or 8, right around that age, all the way up until I was 15 or 16, and it was consistently it happened all the time. This was I was so young that I didn't know what to think. I thought it was normal during this time. I had no idea what was going on. So for me, it happened at my babysitter, and my family had these best friends. It was another family, and we were all best friends, and we would hang out on the weekends and go places. And this family would also babysit me during the weekdays. And my first experience that I can remember was I was at their house and we were watching The Price is Right, and he had a blanket over him, and I was sitting next to him, and I think he threw the blanket on me. His pants were down, and he left me there to explore, and I didn't understand what was going on. And this happened for a long time, and this just continued to happen. And over the years, it evolved into more things that I won't get into, but that's how it started. As time went on, we would go to these extremely weird places, like a barn or an abandoned house, or a house that was just like foreclosed on, or a store that was closed. I have no idea how we got access to all these random places, but that's usually where it happened. And sometimes like his other kids would ask if they could come with us, and he would say no, and they would wonder why, and I knew why. So eventually I came out to my best friend and told her I was gay, and I had a really big crush on this guy at school, so we were talking about that. And then somehow it came out that I told her about the guy that was touching me, and she started asking a lot of questions. So she was the first person in my entire life that I had told about this, and I think I was probably around 14 or 15. So already this had been going on for like 8 years. At some point later, probably a few months, maybe a year, I came out to my actual parents that I was gay, and they took it really bad. I made a video about that whole story, which is awful. But when I came out to them, I had to leave. I couldn't stay there and be around them. So I went over to that family's house, and I stayed there for 3 weeks. Now, I loved this family. They were the nicest people in the world, so it was a really good situation for me to be over there. Despite the fact of what happened to me, I was just so used to it, it didn't seem like that bad. But I really enjoyed being around this family. So I stayed there for 3 weeks, and then I went back home. At some point, the girl I told her mom about what happened. Her mom told the pastor of her church. Her pastor got a hold of my parents and that guy, and then we all had a big meeting at the church, and I denied everything because I didn't want to get him in trouble, or because I did care about this family. I really didn't want anything to change with our relationship, and so I just denied everything. So a few months goes by. My dad's asking me like every few days if this really happened, if it's true or not, because he thinks that the reason I'm gay is because that happened, and which totally isn't true. But that's in his mind, that's what he thought. He keeps asking me. Finally, I'm in this point in my life, I'm like really unhappy with everything. And I finally just tell him, yeah, it's true, you're right. It really did happen. It felt like a big relief, and I felt scared and freaked out. I didn't know what was gonna happen that I just told. The next day, my dad calls the police, and then I have to go to the police station and talk to these people, and I'm there for hours, and I have to give every big detail, explaining everything, and it was really stressful and hard for me to go through that. Soon later, he goes to prison, and for the next like 8 years, I don't speak to any of the family again, and that was really hard for me. So what happens next is probably the most embarrassing, difficult thing I've ever gone through in my whole life. And I was in high school, and in our marketing class, we talk about the news every day. And my teacher says to the class, "Did you hear about this guy that molested this little boy for 10 years? And my heart starts pounding, and like I can feel like my head's about to explode, and everybody's talking about it. I want to scream and just like run out of the room, but if I did that, then they would know that it was me. And I was like freaking out, and like my palms were so sweaty. There was like sweat dripping all over the desk. Even now, they're even like sweating right now because I'm remembering that. It was horrible and awful. So thankfully I was under 18, so my name wasn't actually released. So that was really good. I don't know what I would have done if everyone found out at that point. So I just sat there, and I had to listen to everyone talk about what I had been through the past 10 10 years of my life. And that was really hard for me. I did actually go to a therapist after this a couple times a week for about 2 months, and I had already started throwing these things away in my mind, so I didn't have the negative feeling or the hurt feeling or the feeling that most people get when they go through these situations. So I appeared completely normal to the therapist, and everything just seemed okay with me. So after a couple months, I decided not to continue going to therapy. I moved to Florida when I turned 18 that summer, and I never thought about this again until maybe 10 times random things would remind me of it, but I would never like get a negative or emotional feeling from that. Except today when I had to like really dig and remember everything to make this video for you guys. That's been like over 10 years ago. So I really wanted to share this story with you. There's not that many stories about this, and if you're going through this, I know how hard it is, and there's nobody to turn to, and there's literally, you feel trapped. And I just want to let you know that there is a way out. Talk to somebody, email me, send me a message on Facebook. Just let you know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to make that light come to life. And I hope that I'm able to help you with this if this is something you've been through or something similar to this. My mom was telling me, she was looking online, she was saying that like 1 in 6 boys this happens to, and 1 in 4 girls, and for this to happen to so many people and nobody talks about it. I never ever hear anything, and that's just like really difficult because these people don't have anyone to talk to or anything, and I just want to be there for you because I know how difficult it is. So I really hope that this video helps anybody out there. If you want to share it with your friends, because maybe this might help somebody that you're not aware of that's gone through this situation. I just want to be there for you and hopefully help you get through this, and to let you know that it's going to be okay. It gets a lot better later on in life. Just remember not to dwell on anything and to tell your mind that you don't care about the past, about what happened, and to put it away. Dwelling on negative things in your life is not the way to live. I know this is definitely different than my normal videos, but I really felt the need to share my story because I think it's important. And anyways, I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and this video was really hard to make. Okay, well, fuck. I love you guys, and you're not alone, no matter what you think.